You know what's also interesting, Bayda? If one of the bees decides to act independently after becoming a member of the hive, what would happen in the case that a bee would go and instead of collecting nectar, it went and basically drank alcohol or wine and it became drunk? And they saw that the bee that would act independently, it would be confronted by other bees of the hive, and they would proceed to cut off its wings and rip apart its arms or its legs, and it would be discarded. It would be left to die. It would be eliminated and removed from the hive. And that exact behavior we find happening in multicellular organisms when one of the cells decides to stop doing its particular job that it was assigned to do. A cell that behaves abnormally and independently is what we call cancerous cells. And so that is just incredible. And I think that if we take this that takes place in cells and that which takes place in the ant community or the bee community, and we parallel it in the Islamic Ummah, we also find that there is this real necessity and wisdom behind the fact that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did not leave the nation or the Ummah without its proper glue that would hold it together. Because he said that an Imam was made obligatory to follow by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a safeguard against the separation of the ummah, that the ummah might not differ. It's a protection against the ummah differing and then fighting against one another or acting independently. And so we find that the likeness of these independent cells that behave in an abnormal way is the likeness of those non-working scholars that don't have an imam for their own selves, and yet they issue religious decrees and orders and confuse the rest of the cells by making them take on various duties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not command with. And so they are a real cancer on this ummah or on this nation, and they must be eliminated from the body or else they would kill the entire organism. We also see that the Imam behaves as that glue.